saying we know what's best for these women, whether or not that is being closer to God by being hidden behind the veil, which does or does not include an eye covering, or saying that it's a natural affront to the cultural womanness that is represented by these people that's oppressed in the culture. You have to understand that making a judgment on either side requires some justification, which is why we say there will be some instances where banning is okay for the public safety, but we need to demonstrate that there's a serious threat to either the woman or society by wearing this burqa, and that's not something that's easily sorted out, especially given these social contingencies.
And particularly when these things, if we look at this in a negative way, we're negatively instrumentalizing these burqas and other parts of dress. But the thing is, okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I also want to point out that going back to our specific example of France, France does have problems with racism against Islamic and Arabic cultures. And I think that you face a high risk, given that this is a specific cultural garb, of misplacing, even if it's not deliberately or maliciously, you have a high risk of misplacing your emotions and deciding that something is bad because you are uncomfortable with it in some circumstances, rather than looking at the empirics of why it might actually be wrong. And I think that we have to entertain this risk and be aware of it and very gingerly look at that and try to separate and reflect upon ourselves, because if we allow ourselves to begin focusing and allow our basically prejudices to affect what we do in logical legislation, for dangerous roads we can go down.
Okay, so to take it back to the question at core, is the ban infringement on the rights of women as the requiring of these coverings is often thought to be? Maybe a helpful way to think about this is that the banning and the justification that would go behind banning this burqa is fundamentally pragmatic, as in we are looking to garner the best outcome for society at a utility-based perspective. Now, the reason for requiring the burqa doesn't seem as clear-cut, or it certainly doesn't give most of its weight to its utilitarian perspective. If anything, it would side or put the preponderance on the deontological effect of bringing a woman closer to God through the religion of